Did you know that the year of Jesus' birth was closer in time to the moon landing than the time the pyramids were built? Yes, I know this sounds mind-blowing, but there were about 2,500 years between the buildings of the pyramids in Giza and then the life of Jesus, but only about 2,000 years between Jesus and the moon landing. So those of you that are paying close of attention, you'll notice, wait, I live closer in time to the time of Jesus than Jesus did to the pyramids. Isn't that wild? I tell you this because it's possible that the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt at a time that helped build the pyramids. I tell you this wild fact because the Jewish story is a story of waiting. In fact, it's a story of waiting for so long that the Jewish people have been waiting longer even for healing and deliverance than even from the time of Jesus to today. And then when Jesus finally arrived, many didn't believe that Jesus was who he said he was, that he was the one they had been waiting for. So there are 4 main narratives in the life of Jesus. These are called the 4 Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The first of these, the Gospel of Matthew, was written explicitly to the Jewish people. Matthew seeks to tell the Jewish people that Jesus was the one they had been waiting for. So, for instance, in the first chapter of Matthew, Matthew chapter 1, verses 22 and 23, Matthew writes this: "Now all of this took place so that what the Lord had spoken through the prophet would be fulfilled. Look, a virgin will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel." Emmanuel means God with us. So for Matthew, fulfilling the Old Testament prophecy was proof that Jesus was who he said he was. However, there's this problem that we're all born after Jesus, so we don't have to wait for Jesus to fulfill prophecy. We've already had Jesus. And so for me, this proof doesn't pop off the page in the same way that it might have 2,000 years ago. And this leads me to the big question for today. What is the proof that you need that Jesus is who he said he was? So excuse me for jumping ahead from the first gospel to the last gospel, to the Gospel of John. And at the very end of this gospel, one of Jesus' followers, a guy named Thomas, said, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, put my finger in the wounds left by the nails, and put my hand into his side, I won't believe." Thomas needed to see for himself and needed to touch for himself. That was the proof he needed. What proof do you need? Your task in confirmation is to figure out the proof that you need. On what grounds can you say, I believe? Do you need scientific proof? Do you need historical proof? For me, at least, the best proof of Jesus' existence is the power of changed lives. I see proof of Jesus in people who love me and love others in such a way that draws me in and causes me to want to know what fuels them. It causes me to think, I want to live in the same world as them. I want to know what they know. I want to drink from the same wells as them. Why Jesus? For me, it's people like my grandmother who, despite her gnarled hands and feet from rheumatoid arthritis, had a strength that no science and no biology and medicine could explain, and a love that seemed unbound by anything. And also, for me, proof is in people like Tom Catena. Please take the time to read this included article written by the really great journalist Nicholas Kristof. Please check it out. It's a really powerful story that speaks so deeply to me. And if you're willing to see some intense footage, I've also included a short trailer to a movie that's about him. Links to both of this article and this trailer are in the comments of this video, but they're also in the email I sent to you. So please take a couple minutes to check them out. I really think they'll be worth it. For me, the proof of Jesus is found in a different way of living, a better way of living. But that doesn't have to be inherently the way for you, but I hope you can start thinking about that this week. What is the proof I need for Jesus? And also this week, I hope you as a family take some time to wrestle with this proof that matters to me, this different way of living, this better way of living. And we see a number of these key principles for the way that which Jesus lived in his famous Sermon on the Mount, especially in the blessings he gives in the Sermon on the Mount. This list of blessings is called the Beatitudes. So for your time as a family today, you'll be talking about the Beatitudes. Watch the video if you're willing to see a little bit of intense footage of Tom Catana. Read the article of his. Read the Sermon on the Mount, the scriptures listed in your discussion guide, and then talk through the discussion guide with the family. And then when you're done, there's a short little photo assignment I want you to do for me. All the directions are in that discussion guide. Go do that now. Have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving.